When Mumbai Indians started off their season with a couple of losses, and MI fans said that this is what they do. This is the pattern of Mumbai Indians. They start off slow, they start off jittery, and then suddenly, without you realizing, they will turn their campaign around on its head. Anyone who said that, well, you were right, because MI has precisely done that. Today, when we talk about the match between Mumbai Indians and Sunrisers Hyderabad at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium, Mumbai Indians won a comfortable victory, a margin of 7 wickets. It was a one sided affair, clearly. But I'll go to Shomik. Shomik, you are the one who still predicts that MI will win the title. And what has the campaign told you so far?
I predicted them as title winners when they won just one of their first 5 games. Okay, because the fact of the matter is that after a follow season in 2024, I expected a response. Sometimes they have always been slow starters, and they were struggling to jail their combinations. And well, as soon as Bumrah was back, and now Rohit is in fine fettle. Look the way he's bat, he is using his bat like a magic wand, sort of. The way the ball is flying off his bat. So now, you see that you see that team, Gavi. You see the spine of the team, quality top down, quality, absolute quality. To start with Rohit Sharma, move to Tilak Naidu, go to Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, you come to bowling, Trent Bolt, Jasprit Bumrah, the quality top down. And I mean, all of them are very, very proud cricketers. That's it. That's it. Sunrisers Hyderabad has been sort of baffling, attested by Ishan Kishan's dismissal. I think the most perplexing thing of this game was Ishan Kishan's dismissal when he walked off despite the fact he didn't touch the ball. It sort of attested the current situation of Sunrisers Hyderabad. Although this is my belief is that my reporter's hunch is that this is not just an on-field issue. There is something off the field also. The ongoing tussle between HCA and Sunrisers Hyderabad franchise that clearly is making is impacting that clearly has impacted their campaign. What it is, we'll dig deep and we'll take it out.
Atra, going to you now. What has changed all of a sudden? I know a lot of players have come back to form. Jasprit Bumrah returning to the team, but is it just form or is it something more strategic that has changed when it comes to Mumbai Indians?
I think it's a matter of a few things falling in place at the right time. I know that in batting, Rohit Sharma has started coming good. Surya Kumar Yadav and Tilak Verma had been doing decently before this as well. And now they're getting runs from Jacks and Rickleton as well. But I think the most striking part about this Mumbai Indians arsenal is their bowling. I think they are among the top three attacks this season. And Bumrah, we all know that what kind of a difference he can make. And he was not, that great when he came back after missing the first few games. And he took a bit of time. First 1 or 2 games, he took a bit of time, and then he has found out, how to go about his task. And with Bolt, Chahar taking wickets early on, Santner. This is a very and Hardik Pandya, of course, a massive force in that bowling lineup. So I think this is one of the most potent attacks in this IPL this season so far, and that definitely gives Mumbai Indians an edge. If you see today's match, Bumrah's figures, it's not that flattering. 4-0, 39-1. It's not what you expect of Bumrah. Bumrah has done far better than that. Hardik Pandya, after a brilliant first over, went for a few runs in the next two. Despite that, if you look at the collective bowling effort, the economy rate was, Hyderabad scored at barely over 7 per over, despite Bumrah and Pandya going for nearly, between the two of them, 11 plus, the taken together. So that is the kind of force this Mumbai bowling lineup is, and it is going to cause problems to a lot of sides.
Naman, do you see MI making it deep into the playoffs again?
Definitely, I don't think there is a point of discussion at this point in time. They know when to peak. They peak at the right time of the tournament, while other teams
It's
start to.
almost cinematic how they do it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely. To be fair, other teams start off from the beginning. They give themselves a big push in the beginning itself, and when they are having some troubles in the middle of the season, Mumbai at that time kind of capitalize on that and gets themselves into the form that is required to get them into the playoffs. And I think that is brilliant strategy. Even though I think that is more of a psychological thing, they're just trying to see what better I mean, suits their strategies, what combination suits them, and that I think works for them this way. It has 5 trophies. I don't think there is any point of discussion of criticizing their strategies that they start slow or whatever it is. But yeah, Mumbai has been doing it for now years, and they are doing it again. And now with Rohit Sharma also peaking at the right time, I think they are a phenomenal force. And I think at this point in time, every other team competing for the playoffs will be thinking about them and planning accordingly.
Shomik, when we talk about the former skipper Rohit Sharma, it's almost like he's mirroring MI's form. Started off on a shaky foot, but now look at the innings that he's played today. 70 or 46. Very, very strong from Rohit Sharma.
Um, Gargi, how do you describe this? I mean, am I just one win of their first 5 matches? And hypothetically, if they go on and win the title, and Rohit Sharma starting off that slowly, struggling to put bat to ball, and ending up with the man of the match award in the final. How do you describe that? I have 2 words to describe that. Absolute cinema. I think I think the MI fans would be very happy if that happens. But yes, Rohit, on a serious note, Rohit has regained his touch, but at the same time, you got to accept that Hyderabad bowling didn't have any teeth. Jaydev Unadkat at his pace, bowling half crackers. Rohit Sharma will dispatch that over deep square or deep mid wicket any day of the week, right? So from that point of view, so Hyderabad sort of looked a demoralized unit. Um, this Jishan Ansari, there's a story. He came to Calcutta, played for Customs Club and went ill after just 2 3 months. There are two sides of the story that he didn't inform anything to his teammates and just left, and there is other side of the story he didn't get
Left,
his dues.
left to where?
Yeah, yeah, he came from UP. He came
Huh.
from UP to play in Calcutta League in CAB tournament. Stayed with Customs Club for 2 months and simply went AWOL. Nobody could contact him. The officials, the club mates, nobody could contact him. It was in 2023-24, right? So, um, the, then what happened? There are two sides of the story. One is that he, I mean, it is his problem. The other side of the story is that it is the club's problem, as he didn't get the money. So there is a debate. We don't know which version is true, but I have spoken to some Customs Club players, and they were never impressed with this guy. Sort of. Then I think he played in the UP Premier League and made a name for himself. But UP Premier League and IPL are the two different beasts. And here he is getting found. Yeah, the way Rohit Sharma was toying with him, he was just reverse slapping and then having a smile. Surya Kumar Yadav came and played a conventional sweep and had a smile. So it was contemptuous. Um, this team looked a bit demoralized, except Harshal Patel to some extent. I mean, their bowling lacked it.
I think this story is quite interesting, Shamik, and you should someday write it down when it comes to
I will.
Zishan Ansari.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Yes. But let's take some comments. Lots of them pouring in. There was one that I wanted to take. Yes, Web of Taragi. Both back-to-back wins of Mumbai Indians have been dominating. Opposition was not even in the game. Shows signs that they are unstoppable now. Atreo?
They can be, certainly they can be, and they have shown just as we discussed a little while back that uh, a lot of important parts of their unit have started firing, and that started happening after an initial period of lull. So it's not that law of averages is going to catch up with them anytime soon. They have had their bad time. Now they have started firing, and the way they are going, I mean, see different parts coming together. I mean, opener have started scoring runs, middle order is contributing runs, bowlers taking wickets. Even on days when the best of their bowlers are not among the wickets, they are still restricting the opposition to moderate totals. So these are very encouraging signs for any side, and Mumbai Indians have shown this. So whether they will be unstoppable, it's difficult to say, but they have all the showing all the signs of emerging as a very very strong contender.
Fitmonk is saying virtually there is no batter in the world whose batting is as attractive as Rohit Sharma. Those hits were effortless poetry in motion. I think we all agree on that point. Rohit Sharma makes, when he gets going, he makes batting look effortless. He makes, you know what, every time I watch him batting, he makes it look like everyone can bat like that.
Gargi, I can come up with a revelation, and this is true. This is true. I have spoken to that person personally. Manchester United's chief security officer is a huge Rohit Sharma fan.
Wow. Um, Asim Hans here is saying both Ishan Kishan and the umpire seem to have sold their integrity to MI. How did the umpire give it out without any appeal? How did Ishan walk off without reviewing? Both need to be investigated. Why does Ishan Kishan need to be investigated if he's decided to walk out? That's doesn't make sense, Asim. Um, yes, Naman.
if I, if I may, on these lines, I mean, this is a stupid thing to say that they have sold themselves. But first, Ishan walked off, and then the umpire confusingly gave him out. It was not umpire gave him out and then he left. But my question here is this: that in the I mean, during this time when DRS is available, I mean, I'm asking you all three this question: when DRS is available, walking off, does that question your, I mean, sportsman spirit? Because like we saw that it was a not out decision. It was not out. He didn't nick the ball and he still walked off. And the Mumbai players were giving him all this, I mean, appreciation for that walking off, because I mean he did something sportsmanlike, but in the spirit of the game. But at the end of the day, it was a not out. So should you walk off even if you have nicked it? Because I mean, you have DRS, and this is a franchisee tournament. Should you do that? I mean, it's not international tournament. Why are you doing that? You're
Com-
costing the team so much.
Completely the
No,
batter's decision. We can't comment on this at all.
no, Naman, the fact of the matter is that there is nothing called spirit of cricket. It's garbage. It varies from person to person. See, if I'm a walker, that's fine. That's my decision. I cannot enforce it to anyone. If I'm not a walker, there are umpires, match officials. They have, I mean, I will wait for them to do their job. That is absolutely fine. What happens out there in the middle, the players in any sport, they live by the moment. I mean, they are, DRS is not always, they know there is DRS, but DRS is not always on the back of their mind. I mean, if someone is a natural walker, right? I mean, if he feels that he has nicked the ball, he will walk. What used to happen when DRS was not there? So in that time, there were walkers, and they never waited for the umpire signal. Now you can uh, put in a counter argument that now you have technology. Why don't you wait? Very, very valid point. But if walking is something inherent to you, someone does that. I don't know what went through Ishan Kishan's mind. Maybe the ball hit the thigh pad and he was a bit confused. And in hindsight gives you an advantage. In hindsight, if you look at it, it was very, very perplexing. But that was the call he took at that moment. At that moment, and he walked. And once again, there is absolutely nothing called spirit of the game. If someone is willing to wait for the umpire's decision after, after I mean, having a kickage to third slip, like second slip, like Stuart Broad did, he is entitled to do that.
100%. I mean, it differs. It differs. A lot of people are saying, why didn't he take DRS? Why didn't he wait for the appeal?
Personally, I believe personally, this is also my choice. I believe cricket should be played that way. That if you have nicked a delivery, you know you are out, you should walk. That is my personal choice. But if Gargi wants to differ, she has every right to do that.
Naman's laughing, but he's just giving an example, nothing else.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah. But Atru, we were talking about this in the five at five show, and we were talking about Trent Bolt and how impactful he has been in the power play, especially in the last season. We hadn't seen that yet in this season, but today, Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt both opening bursts, game changing. Considering and SRH were 35 for 5. When you think of that, that partnership between Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt was the game changer.
It was the game definer. It set a kind of a pace which was not which couldn't be changed for the rest of the day. So it was definitely a defining moment. And see, Trent Bolt, irrespective of his record in recent T20 tournaments across the world, he is always a handy customer with the new ball. He has always been, and uh, kudos to him that he has been able to maintain that for so many years. He has concentrated on this format of late, and he's delivering the goods. And Deepak Chahar, I mean, what can we say? I mean, this man just no matter which team he plays for, he runs in hard and bowls those early overs with the new ball with some movement and some craft, and he gets rewarded, and that is why he gets rewarded. I mean, it's not a surprise. I mean, not often does it happen that that a bowler, an opening bowler, bowls 4 overs first up in successive matches. That happened today as well as in Mumbai's previous game. So it shows that the kind of trust the team management has in him. I mean, the team management has in his ability to take wickets. I mean, they are not bowling in 4 overs because he's economical. They think he'll get a wicket. In the previous match, he got that in his fourth over. He was persisted for the first 3 overs. He didn't get a wicket in the previous match. I mean, and he got a wicket in the fourth over. Today, of course, he struck early, and that completely broke the back of SRH. We know that their, I mean, their the core of strength is their batting, especially the top order. And when that is broken so early, blown away, not broken, blown away so early in the game by these two bowlers, it was again a defining moment. And to their credit, Mumbai Indians followed it up. I mean, they didn't tell it. I mean, of course, I mean, you can say that from 31 for 5, 143 was a fairly okay recovery in terms of numbers. But the match was never beyond Bombay's grasp. And they maintained that stranglehold which was provided by those new ball bowlers.
Naman, if we talk about SRH a little bit, 6 losses, 8 matches, it's they are virtually knocked out at this point. What went wrong this season?
I think they were too much focused on the template that they had brought in. I figure that that is because the success that they got in the previous season They went on to the finals. Irrespective, they lost, but I think that was something that was playing in their mind. They optimized their team according to that. They have a very flat pitch at home, and that is what they were thinking by bringing in as explosive batters as much as they can, and that is, I think, they didn't pan out well from them, because the amount of sluggish pitches that we have seen, irrespective of how many scores have went to past 200, there were a few sluggish pitches, and I think SRH batters, being hard hitters of the ball, weren't able to adjust to those conditions, and I think that didn't quite pan out well for them. And in addition to that, the bowling unit was also not delivering. Pat Cummins has averaged 36 with 7 wickets in his 7-8 matches. Shami has been averaging 42. The only good bowler that they had was Harshal Patel, and I think he has also been a bit off since his illness, and I think that is all combining and piling or compounding and making it worse for SRH, because they don't have a strategy. Clearly, they don't have a strategy. Today, Abhinav Manohar, they brought in him as an impact player, and he did try to save the innings for them with class and hitting. But I think he should also had gone after the bowlers rather than just waiting and trying to defend the wicket, because it didn't work out well. They scored 140, even though they did, I mean, save themselves from a embarrassment of getting bowled out under 100. They weren't able to save their season by getting knocked out today. So I think the strategy was completely out of touch. I think the other teams have already adapted to what SRH is going to do to them. So this 300 score that they are going to score was completely out of the picture from the first game itself.
Shamik, while we
Garvi,
talk about, yeah,
just my 2 cents on Sunrisers Hyderabad prevails. I think their thought process at the auction, and while during retention before the auction, was that we have we have our heavy artillery. We'll score like last year, 260, 270, and we are completely taking bowling out of the equation. Even if our bowlers go for 10 runs over, 10 runs and over, or 11 runs and over, the opponents will score 250. We are still 20 runs ahead. I mean, the entire thought process and planning has gone awry, because, and I believe, the off the field issues, off the field issues have played a part in this. Sunrisers Hyderabad are not getting the wickets they were used to playing last season. The pitches have drastically changed at Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium. Last year around, they are playing on highways. This time, the pitches have been dramatically different. And I believe the ongoing tussle has been playing a part between the state association and the franchise. And one of the this is one of the reasons why Sunrisers Hyderabad batting ha- this time didn't flourish.
yeah. And last round of questions before we end the show. Shomik, coming to you once again, while we talk about SRH's failure this time around and try to decode why it happened, if we look at today's game, despite the top order collapse, one partnership deserves some credit, and that is Heinrich Klaasen and Abhinav Manohar, who stitched a very, very important partnership and avoided a complete disaster for SRH. Talk about that, please.
Nothing. That partnership gave the total some respectability. That's it. Nothing more than that. The only positive uh, Sunrisers Hyderabad can take from this game is that Heinrich Klaasen, even after, after at long last, he is back among runs. He was not. He was dealing in his 30s and 20s. Today he's played very, very well under pressure. Scored 71 or 45 balls, 44 balls, hit 9 fours, 2 sixes. But it is way too little, way too late. That's it.
Atro, at this point, SRH, all they can do is hope and play to not end up at the bottom of the table and not get the wooden spoon. What do they change now? How do they tackle the rest of the season?
I think if it has to be answered in a nutshell, it should be their bowling, because batting they have, we all know that batting has not clicked. I mean, they depend a lot on the on that top order and the middle order, some of the players in the middle order, to provide them that kind of explosion. But I think obviously that's something which has not clicked this season. But I think an equally problematic and equally important area which they should look at is their bowling, because we haven't seen wicket takers there. I mean, in almost all the other teams, those who are in the top half of the table or in with a chance of qualify for the playoffs, they have some wicket takers, more than one, and that is something that Hyderabad has lacked this season. Pat Cummins, Mohammad Shami, they have not really. I mean, who are they? They are the frontline fast bowlers, right? I mean, one is your captain, international leading fast bowler, and the other one is India's one of India's most prominent fast bowlers. So they have not delivered. Spinners also did not get them the dividends. So I think bowling is somewhere which has let them down equally, like batting. And I mean, see, you can't come and replace a Travis Head or an Abhishek Sharma or a Henrik or an Ishan Kishan. I mean, these people, you have to rely on them. It's in the bowling department that you might need some or might have some room for reinforcements. So I think that is what they would be looking at.
Naman, there's a question for you here. Asim Hans is asking, Naman mentions SRH was following last season's template, but why haven't they adapted during the season when it was clearly not working? Shouldn't the coaching team be held accountable?
Obviously they should. I mean, accountability will be there, but I mean, I think we have already discussed why it didn't pan out well for SRH. I don't think they had a plan B to their ultra aggressive mode of batting, and they tried to stick with it even on sluggish pitches where their batters, their hard hitting batters, weren't able to capitalize, and I think that kind of deterred their progression throughout this tournament. And even though Travis Head hasn't been in the best of form, he is still, I think, the most run getter, or I think second highest run getter for SRH this season. So that tells you how bad of a batting season they have had this season, and they didn't have a plan B to how to counter that sluggish pitches. If you have a list of hard hitting batters that only know how to do ultra aggressive batting, and I think that didn't work out well for them. They didn't have any backup to these batters, and every one of them starting to not show form, I think, piled on pressure on one of these batters. And I think, yeah, definitely the coaching team will be taking accountability for not working out things when things weren't working out for the team.
Let's see if we have missed any other. Debayan has a question for Shamik, and we can end the show with this question. Shamik, does prediction on MI slowly becoming reality? They have climbed up to third position now and look threatening. DC and GT should be wary of them. SRH and KKR facing same issues this year, lack of plan B. KKR, same issues. What do you mean? They won last time. Okay, SRH and KKR are facing the same issues.
KKR are going to play a very, very important game against Punjab Kings on 26, and that is going to be that is going to be make or break for them. If they lose that game, they can say goodbye to this year's IPL. But at the same time, KKR are a very, very resolute franchise. We have seen in the past, 2014, 2021, they are a very, very resolute franchise. So you never know. Maybe a team low on confidence needs a spark, and it can happen. But on paper and given, it's a very, very unpredictable format. T20 cricket, anything can happen on the night. But given the consistency and the quality on offer, Mumbai Indians and Gujarat Titans should play the final.
Got it. So some important matches coming up from Mumbai Indians as well as KKR and the other teams fighting at the bottom of the table. But we'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to join us then. Thank you so much, Naman, Atro, and Shomik for joining. Good night, everyone. Have a good night's sleep.